Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35, titled Don't Chase a Shadow, was released on November 30, 2024 on TV Tokyo and its affiliated channels in Japan. The episodes witness Shunsui Kyoraku's wide range of Sekai abilities and finally his Bankai against Lille Barrow, the leader of Yuhabaha's suit staples. Parrot Films did a remarkable job of portraying Shunsui's abilities, which are based on children's games. The episodes was a testament to the studio's production prowess as it captured the iconic moments of the Shunsui vs Lille Barrow from the TYBW manga. Picking up the events from the previous installment, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35 begins with Mayuri Kuratsuchi maniacally laughing over his seeming victory. Just then, the modified Konjiki Asisugi's Jesus body deforms and eventually gets blown to pieces. In other words, the episode confirms that Permida is still alive. Meanwhile, Kisuke, Shunsui, and others notice a fluctuation in Mayuri Kuratsuchi's spiritual pressure. However, Kisuke isn't that worried since it's Mayuri. On the other hand, Shunsui feels that they can sense such fluctuations because the surrounding spiritual pressures has dwindled. Elsewhere, Lille Barrow surveys Shunsui and others on the run. He feels they must be frightened because they have no idea where they are being targeted. The narrative of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35 then switches to Shunsui, who gets ready for a counterattack. As Shunsui stops midway, Lille Barrow gets a clear shot and fires its bullet through the Captain Commander's heart. The Sun Reader feels he has eliminated his enemy, but he suddenly hears a chant being performed near him. Just then, in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35, Shunsui Kyoraku appears behind Lille Barrow performing Daruma Sanga Koronda. Lille Barrow doesn't understand how Shunsui survived his fatal blow. The Captain Commander chides him, asking whether he hasn't heard of Daruma Sanga Koronda. Just then, Shunsui notices Nano behind him. He tells her to go away since it's dangerous. When Nano doesn't listen, Shunsui requests her to at least inform others to go on ahead without them. Nano accepts Shunsui's request but tells him not to die before she returns. Following that, Shunsui resumes his conversation with Lille Barrow. Since the Sun Reader doesn't know about Daruma Sanga Koronda, Shunsui explains the rules to him. Lille Barrow realizes it's Chocolate Angels, a similar game with a different name due to cultural differences. According to Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35, when Shunsui begins a Daruma Sanga Koronda, the spiritual pressure released by the It becomes visible to him. He is then able to follow the shortest trail of the spiritual pressure to reach and touch the It before it sees him. Meanwhile, the It sees an illusory static image of him. Lille feels that while the rules appear favorable to Shunsui at first glance, he is bound to lose when his foe catches him moving or sees through his illusion. Shunsui commends Lille for quickly picking up the rules. However, he corrects him that the static image of him Lille saw before wasn't an illusion but his solidified spiritual pressure. Lille Barrow can't believe he could make such a mistake. However, Shunsui reminds him that he is the Captain Commander of the Delta 13, so he is able to achieve charge speed. The narrative for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35 then switches to Nano, who relays Shunsui's message to Shinji and others. On the other hand, Momo feels they must go back and help their Captain Commander. However, Shinji reminds her about Shunsui Kyoraku's duty as the head captain, which is soldering the lives of his officers. If Shunsui has assured them, Shinji feels they must follow his word. The narrative for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35 then returns to the Shunsui vs Lille Barrow battle, where the Soul Reaver uses a unique combination of Daruma Sanga Koronda and Kageoni against his opponent. The Captain Commander is intrigued as Lille Barrow dodges the attack. Lille counters with his X-axis, which leaves a bullet wound on Shunsui's right foot. Lille Barrow reveals his X-axis can penetrate everything and there is no way to dodge or avoid them. The Sun Reader egg then demonstrates its powers again and leaves a gaping hole in Shunsui's chest. However, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Episode 35 reveals its shadowy afterimage called Kageokuri. It's another move inspired by children's game. Shunsui explained to Lille that children's games can be terrifying and there is no telling when or what game is about to start. No matter how disinterested the adults are, once children take them by the hand, it's over. They are stuck playing the games forever. Suddenly, Lille Barrow's sniper gun diagram is cut off. However, the Stanrita quickly regenerates it, since it's made from reisi. As Lille's concentration momentarily breaks, Shunsui Kyoraku demonstrates Daruma Sanga Koronda and a combination of Kagyukuri to overwhelm him. The Captain Commander then impales the Stanrita with his blade from behind. Just then, Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35, Lille Barrow opened his closed eye. The narrative for Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35 focuses on Lille Barrow, who reveals he can exercise the quintessence of the X-axis with his both eyes open. In this state, physical attacks such as swords won't work on him. Lille adds he can only keep both eyes open momentarily. However, once he opens them 3 times, he can continue the rest of the battle keeping both his eyes open. Just then, in Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35, Lille Barrow activates his Vollstandig, Giliel. The Stanrita assumes a strange form with 4 wings on either side of his back. Lille Barrow's power overwhelms Shunsui Kyoraku, leaving him with gaping holes. However, the Captain Commander survives and retreats to the Faraway building. Yet, Lille Barrow teleports to the area and mentions no weapon can kill him. Just then, Shunsui uses a Kido blade, Hadou number 78, Zangirin. However, the attack doesn't do any damage to Lille. Elsewhere, in Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35, Ichigo Kurosaki is engaged in battle against Askin Naklevar. Askin wondered whether Ichigo has trained under Manako Hoso since he's not experiencing reisi poisoning. However, he plans on increasing the dose with his gift ball. Following that, the episode switches to Shunsui's perspective, who wonders whether everyone has gone far away. He thinks about Nanao and apologizes if he is dragging her into his egg. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35 then shows Shunsui Kyoraku activating his Bankai, Katen Kyokutsu Karamatsu Shinju. Shunsui's Bankai changes the atmosphere and turns the sky into the jaundice yellow. From Ichigo to Askin, everyone feels a shiver down their spine. Shunsui asks Lille Barrow whether the atmosphere looked bleak and lonely to him. However, the Stanrita says that although the world appears slightly different than it did earlier, it's not enough to plunge him into despair. Lille Barrow then demonstrates his powers at Shunsui. Surprisingly, the Captain Commander emerges unscathed. On the contrary, wounds appear on Lille Barrow's body. Shunsui reveals it's the first act of his Bankai, where the wounds inflicted on the enemy appear on oneself as if sharing them. However, they can't die from those wounds. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35 moves to the next act of Shunsui's Bankai, where dark spots appear on the Stanrita's body, causing him to bleed profusely. Shunsui connects the apex with a morbid tale about a man who regrets wounding his adversary. The Captain Commander switches to the third act, where he and Lille Barrow are engulfed in the deep waters. He reveals that under this act, they will remain in the waters until one of them runs out of spiritual pressure and dies. Just then, in Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35, Shunsui's Zanpakuto spirit, Katen, appears. As he hugs him from behind, Shunsui calls her by her nickname, Ohana. After a short exchange with Ohana, Shunsui performs the final act, Itokiri Basami Chisome no Nodobue, to win a thread around Lille Barrow's throat. The thread cuts the Stanrita's throat and blows up his head. As Leo falls to the abyss, Shunsui scuffs up blood and falls on Ohana's lap. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35 ends with Ohana glad that Shunsui Kyoraku won his battle. Bleach 1000-Year Blood War Episode 35 was a visual fest, marked with excellent production quality. Peirot Films did an excellent job of portraying Shunsui's Shikai and Bankai's ability. Besides that, the episode featured some new casts, especially to highlight Shunsui. Undoubtedly, the production studio did justice to the Shunsui vs Lille Barrow battle.